Coffee. Hello. My name is Michael Smith, and this is my life. And today it is Wednesday, July the 19th of 2017. For me, it is 5:42 in the a.m. So, life's been hustle bustle as of lately. We've been trying to, around our house, at least I have, been trying to come to the realization that things are going to change. My wife got diagnosed with an issue with her body, and so she's going to have to undergo surgery. She's got a hernia, and so until she has her surgery, she can't lift a whole lot. And that's going to be hard for my wife because she's a go-getter. She likes to go. And then additionally, it's going to be tough because following her surgery, she's not going to be able to lift anything at all. Like nothing. And so it's going to be, it's going to mean me and my two oldest boys are going to really have to step it up a notch. And we're going to have some other family come in and help out while I'm at work during the day and stuff. And it's really great because we've gotten lots of support and lots of people who are willing to jump in there and help out, and it really makes you feel good. You know, there have been times in my life where I've needed help and not been able to get any because I didn't do well to foster relationships. I'm very socially awkward, so the problem with that is people don't get to know you, and it's like people don't really want to help people they don't know. So it's something that I've been trying to work on and get better at, and you know, I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. You'd have to ask my wife. But but no, it's last week was a week of celebration. My little Pearl girl, she turned 4 years old, and then a couple days later, my little Zachary turned 2, and so we're going through terrible twos, and plus we have baby Joseph, who's doing fine. He's 7 weeks old now. You know, he's doing pretty good. You know, it'd be nice if he'd sleep through the night, but you know, I'm not going to ask for too much because he's healthy and he's safe and he's sound, and we're providing well for him, so I'm thankful for that. You know, my oldest boy, Kane, he's got a girlfriend. He's got a pretty serious girlfriend. He's 15. And so I have him at kind of both ends of the spectrum. You know, on the one hand, getting him ready to, a couple years, when he'll be out of the house. I have one that just started, you know, helping him drive, helping him learn how to drive, and flexing my patience on that. Worked on a little bit of new music. Finished. If you're watching this video, you can check out. There was a new music video, lyric video called "New England," and there was a guy got a hold of me on Facebook named David. David got a hold of me and says, "Hey, I have a bunch of lyrics or words or a poem or whatever, and can you turn it into a song?" And I've never met David face to face, but he sent me what he had and made a song, and it was fun. I don't know if we'll do any more. We'll see. But it was fun, and it's a catchy little tune. And you know, I don't know exactly what the song's about from his point of view. From my point of view, it sings to me a man who loves where he's from, despite its flaws, and not giving up, and having passion, and wanting to see the beauty in things, and not just the ugliness and the negativity that surround us all the time. And I think that's important anymore in this day and age. You gotta look at the beauty, because if you just focus on the negative, you're gonna want to just check out. You know? Still working on my second guitar. It's slow going with me building guitars because I get so little time to work on stuff here and there. And I make a million mistakes because I have no experience. But it helps me test my patience, and it lets me work with my hands, and helps me get my mind off things. I like building guitars. I like writing songs. I like writing poetry. I haven't written a poem in a long time. I don't know. I feel like I'm at this place right now where I'm in between so much. You know, do I focus on music? Do I focus on sharing the word of God and teaching? Do I focus on writing poetry? I've got a couple of books on my computer that I started writing, and do I finish those? Or do I just be a dad? Do I just be a dad and be the best husband I possibly can be? And for me, my focus, my goal is just to be the best person I can possibly be. And I achieve that by, following the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. By learning to accept and to love and to have mercy and compassion and patience and to teach and to share what I have and to go back to Him, learn more, and come back out and share it. I'll start teaching Sunday school again here in probably less than 2 months. And I also am president of parish council, so that means for the next year at least, whatever comes into our view, I will be the head of that. And that's kind of daunting as well. I always saw myself as just some dumb schlep sitting in the pew trying to learn as much as he could, so when he went out the doors, he didn't screw up too bad till next Sunday. I never saw myself as a teacher. I never saw myself as a parish council president. I never saw myself as, a father or a husband, really. I mean, I think in some sense, but like to really own it and to be a really great one. Not that I'm saying that I'm great, but I'm just, I guess in the back of my mind, I thought maybe being a father, maybe being a husband was in the picture. It's kind of hard because, you have art and you have family, and they kind of go in opposite directions. Being a creative person, makes it hard to be a husband and a father, and I read the Bible, and I read about guys like King David, and I read about Moses, and I read about, Zechariah, and I read about, there's all these really awesome guys, who have these twisty-turvy lives. I mean, you read about, with the exception of Jesus Christ, you read about guys in the Bible, they're all flawed, they all muck it up from time to time, which is reassuring. But they come back. They, the good ones stay true to God, and they come back. And so that's what I try to do. But it's just, I read about like Moses, who leaves Egypt and starts a family, and then leaves his family and leaves his wife and children, and goes to God goes on this mission for God, and it makes me wonder, like, how does he do that? How do you do that? When I have these projects that are burning in my gut, how do I tell my wife and my children, I'm sorry, I want to read them stories, I want to play Uno with them, I want to pray with them, I want to teach them, But I feel these pulls to write songs and to write music and to make videos like this, and to share them with the world. Nobody watches them, that's okay, but maybe a few people do. I don't know. I don't ever look at the stats. But, I don't know, it's a challenge, and I just don't want to let God down, because I know when I let God down, I'm actually letting myself down. Because God sees in me what I can be, and it's kind of like the guy who has the great talent to be the best, quarterback that ever lived. But, he's got to have the ability, he's got to have the sacrifice, the discipline, and the perseverance to to succeed and actually become the greatest quarterback I ever lived. I was at, I went to see a physical therapist yesterday for my hands because I'm having issues with my hands, and they had a framed print up on the wall, and it said Perseverance, the difference between people who succeed and fail. It's true. There's lots of things I've failed at because I didn't have perseverance. So, I don't know. I don't know where you're at, but I hope that you see what you're capable of, and if you can't see it, pray. Talk to the big man upstairs. He'll help you out with that. Trust me, he will. He may not answer in the way that you want him to, but he'll answer. So, I don't know. That's all I gotta say about that.